Okay, this week's parsha is Parshas Vayeitzei. We have a contrast between Rachel and Leah. Rachel is described as very beautiful, and Leah is described as her eyes being rakos. Literally, her eyes were weak, her eyes were tender. Asks Rav Aaron Lopiansky, what is the contrast between Rachel being beautiful and Leah's eyes being weak and tender? Really, the Gemara and the Medrash both ask, if this is just a way of saying that she wasn't beautiful, would the Torah say that? The Torah in Parshas Noach, when it describes kosher animals and non-kosher animals, it calls the animal a behema tahora as a kosher animal. And then instead of saying a behema timeya, a non-kosher animal, it describes the animal as a behema she'einena tahora, an animal that is not kosher. It says the Gemara of Abasar, Kuf Chav Gimel, and the Medrash, the Yalkut Shimoni, they both say, if about an animal, we're not going to speak like that disparagingly. About Leah, we're going to talk like that. The pasuk in the end of Rus says that Rachel and Leah are the mothers that built the Jewish people. So what does it mean that Leah's eyes were rakos, they were weak and they were tender? So says the Gemara that Leah's eyes really were arukos. Rakos with an aleph in the beginning. If you add the aleph, they were long. Everything she did had longevity. She was the mother of kahuna, of priestlyhood, of Leviah, of the Levites, and of Malchus, and of kingship. Everything Leah did endured. It had longevity. Now, how does that contrast with Rachel being beautiful? So explains Rav Aaron Lopiansky, there's always two things when you start off a process. You have to have the end goal. What are you going towards? What is your image at the end? What are you striving to be? What are you striving to build? And then there's the long road how to get there. You have to go through and work and endure the hard work till you accomplish what you're set out to accomplish. Sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila, we say in Lechadodi. Shabbos was the last day, but it was the first thing, so to speak, in Hashem's mind. The goal was a Jew on Shabbos. That was the ultimate goal. Everything we do, there's a soif ma'aseh, the end goal, what we accomplished, but b'machshava techila is that beautiful image that we had in mind in the beginning. Rachel was that beautiful image of the Jewish people the way they're supposed to be in their perfected state. And she was destined for Yaakov. Leah was destined for Esav. Esav was supposed to be somebody who was going to do a lot of the hard work and be Yaakov's teammate and Yaakov's partner in it. When Esav didn't go down that route and he had his downfall, Yaakov had to marry both of them. Yaakov had to take on both roles. He had to be the person who was going to endure all the hard work, along with being that perfect image, that gorgeous image of what the Jewish people are supposed to be. Rav Aaron explains that eyes, the Eineha Rakos, eyes are very amazing. They can always see much farther. Even though Leah's working the day in, day out work, you can always see the end goal. You can see the destination, and then you have to figure out how exactly are you going to get there. Yaakov was the man of Olam Haba, and that's why he was destined for Rachel originally. But then you had Leah. Leah, who was longevity, everything she did endured, and Yaakov ended up marrying both of them. We look at ourselves and our own character traits and our own goals, and we have to ask ourselves three questions. What is the end goal? Who are we supposed to be? What is the process that's going to get us there? And then we actually have to go and do it and accomplish what we're supposed to accomplish. And through Rachel and Leah, like the verse in Rus tells us at the very end, they're the two mothers that built the Jewish people. The beautiful image at the end and the hard work how to get there. And actually the pasuk contrasts the two, but they complement each other. Leah are Eineha Rakos and Rachel is Yefas Marish, she's beautiful. Because both of those essential traits is what we needed to be the ultimate Jewish people that Hashem had in mind. The second idea is from Rav Chaim Shmulevitz, a very famous piece from Rav Chaim Shmulevitz about Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu, we find at least two extraordinary things about him. One is that Rashi tells us he didn't sleep for 14 years while learning in yeshiva. And the second thing is he went and he took the rock off the well. So Rav Chaim Shmulevitz explains that you could think maybe it's extraordinary strength. He was an extraordinary strong individual. However, he points out that when we daven for rain, we actually ask that because of his yichud leiv, he was miyached leiv, because of his focusing his heart, we ask Hashem to give us rain. What does it mean, yichud leiv? Says Reb Chaim Shmulevitz, the focusing in, making your ultimate goal one and focusing in on something actually unleashes so much potential a person never knew they had. He explains that Yaakov was not extra strong. He was Superman. He was super strong, and that's how he removed the rock off the well. No, he was miyached leiv. He focused in his heart with all of his strength, and through that he was able to remove the rock off the well. Furthermore, he had an unbelievable ability to sit and learn, but he focused in and he put all of his energy towards one thing. And through that, he was able to go 14 years of learning. That's what Chaim Shmulevitz says. That's in that merit we ask that Hashem give us rain. Because of the miyached leiv, the yichud leiv, it says, ba'avuro al timnei mayim, we daven by tfilas hageshem. We daven that because of that, Hashem should give us the rain. The world, people are not focused and distractions are everywhere. But the point to take out of Yaakov Avinu is the realization that when one focuses in their heart and all of their desires and all of their energy towards something, they can accomplish much more than they ever dreamt of accomplishing. Their latent potential can come to fruition. So hopefully both Rachel and Leah are traits that we inherit as Jews. We both have that ultimate image of what we're supposed to be, the sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila. And on the other hand, we have the amazing ability to focus in all of our energy like Yaakov Avinu, to miyached our leiv. Hopefully through those two lessons, we're able to go and endure the long process of becoming the people we're supposed to be. Shabbos.